If you're in the market to buy a home and you're wondering what seller concessions are, this is the video for you. Hey there, welcome to Inside Real Estate, where I discuss everything real estate related for buyers and sellers. I'm Steve Ham, full-time realtor with Remax Quality Realty, servicing on northern and central Ohio. I'm also a retired Army helicopter pilot and a former EMS helicopter pilot. So let's dig into it. Seller concessions, what are they? So essentially, as a buyer, seller concessions are the amount of money per se that a seller is willing to contribute to cover either your closing costs, buy down some of your points, or help out in some sort of way to get the deal done to help you out. So typically for a conventional loan, buyers are usually allowed up to about 3% of the purchase price to ask for to cover their closing costs. So you take the purchase price, multiply by 3%, and that'll give you an idea of the max amount that a seller can contribute to cover your costs or buy down your points, so maybe get lower interest rate. For FHA, that's usually around 6% you can ask for. So, but of course, talk with your lender just to make sure you get the right amount. So when I'm working with the buyer, depending on what type of loan they have, that's the assumption is 3 and 6, but I will also contact the lender just to verify that. So how this plays into part though is when you're figuring out your purchase offer, depending on either how hot the property is, that just come on the market or has been on the market for a while, you just got to be careful on how much in seller concessions you're asking to get, because if you're asking the full amount or too much, it can kill your deal and someone else will be able to get the house. So, kind of the rule of thumb is, if you're the house has been on the market for a while, and let's say you're going 5-10 grand below, you should just be cognizant of how much in seller concessions that you're asking for. It's not always wise to ask for the full amount unless you absolutely have to. And if the market's really hot and you're going in higher than the asking price, and you're asking for seller concessions that way, it may not be so bad. But every situation is different, so it just depends on what's going on. But that's the main gist of how they work. I had one client that we actually won the multiple offer bid because we didn't quite ask for the full amount of concessions on a conventional loan. It was slightly just below. I think we asked for like either 2% or 2.5 or something like that. So that 0.5% actually made a difference between someone else's offer. So it's just something to think about. You got to know what your finances look like and how much you're willing to afford and spend. Not to mention, of course, there's also the buyer agent commission fee, and hopefully it's either a co-broke where the listing agent is sharing the commission with this buying side, or the seller is willing to pay the amount that I've negotiated with them. So hope that kind of clears things up for you a little bit. If you have more questions on seller concessions, feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Or if you have any general real estate questions, just reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you as well, as best I can. But if you live, of course, in the Sandusky or surrounding areas and you're market to buy or sell, feel free to reach out to me. Be happy to have a chat with you to see if we can work something out. Other than that, hope you have a great weekend. And as always, from serving our country to serving your real estate needs, take care. Peace.